Did you know that over 30% of Bigfoot sightings in the United States occur in national parks? Imagine what else is out there, lurking in the shadows of the wilderness. Tonight, we're diving into the spine-chilling encounters that park rangers have had with the legendary Bigfoot. When you think of park rangers, you probably imagine them as calm and collected, guardians of nature. But what happens when these rangers come face to face with something that defies explanation? Today, we're exploring their mysterious and terrifying encounters with Bigfoot, the elusive creature that haunts America's wildlands. Despite their reputation as seasoned professionals, park rangers often face intense skepticism when they report sightings of Bigfoot. These are individuals trained to observe and document wildlife, yet their encounters with something so otherworldly are often dismissed as fantasy or misidentification. But for those rangers who've come across strange footprints, eerie noises, or even glimpsed the creature itself, the experience is all too real. Not only do they have to confront the disbelief of their peers, but they also battle their own fear. Because once you've seen something that shouldn't exist, it's hard to forget. Imagine patrolling the deep, dense woods at dusk when the animals are quiet and the forest feels unnaturally still. The air shifts and you hear heavy footsteps behind you. But no ordinary animal could move with such force. You turn expecting to see a bear, but instead you glimpse a towering figure just beyond the trees. That's when the fear sets in. What are you really dealing with? Let's dive into 3 real stories from park rangers who have encountered what they believe to be Bigfoot. One ranger in the Pacific Northwest was on routine patrol when he found a series of massive footprints deep in the forest. At first, he thought it was a prank, until he followed the trail and noticed the footprints continued over rough terrain, far from any known hiking path. As he moved deeper into the woods, he began to feel watched, as if something was pacing him from the shadows. When he finally turned back, he heard a low growl from the underbrush, but saw nothing. It was enough to send him running back to base. A different ranger, this time in the Appalachian Mountains, reported hearing strange guttural howls in the distance, unlike anything he'd ever heard before. At first, he assumed it was just an animal, but the sounds got closer and louder, and soon he began to smell an overwhelming stench of decay, like something dead had been left to rot. As the howling grew closer, the ranger saw a large, shadowy figure moving swiftly between the trees. He never spoke of it again, until his retirement years later. Story 3. Another ranger in Northern California was leading a group of campers when they stumbled upon what looked like a crude shelter made of broken branches. As they examined it, they found long strands of coarse hair and deep scratch marks on the trees around it. The ranger, feeling unnerved, quickly ushered the group away, but later admitted that the hair didn't match any known animal in the region. What built that shelter, and what were they watching from the forest as they explored? The most shocking story comes from a ranger in the Pacific Northwest who was investigating reports of strange noises late one evening. Alone, he followed the sounds deeper into the woods, where he found a clearing littered with broken branches and disturbed ground, as if something massive had recently passed through. Suddenly, he heard heavy breathing behind him and turned to see a creature standing over 7 feet tall, partially obscured by the trees. It stared at him for what felt like an eternity, its eyes glowing in the moonlight. Frozen in terror, the ranger didn't move until the creature turned and disappeared into the darkness. Shaken to his core, he never spoke of the encounter until years later, haunted by what he'd seen and the overwhelming feeling that it had been watching him the whole time. These stories show us that for some park rangers, Bigfoot is more than just a legend. They've experienced things they can't explain, encounters that defy logic, leaving them forever changed. Whether you believe or not, these tales remind us that the wilderness still holds many secrets, some of them terrifying. If this video gave you chills, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more mysterious encounters. What do you think? Could Bigfoot be out there? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out my other videos where we dive into more strange creatures and unexplained phenomena. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.